Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So whether you're new or you're an existing subscriber, I know when looking at my channel you can't really tell exactly what I do over here, but just as a quick refresher before we get into the video, I am an author, chat fiction creator, and obviously I do YouTube on the side, as well as I'm a list of other things that's not important right now. But on this channel, I mainly cover writing and chat fiction related topics, anything to deal with writing. And I also do a little bit of gaming, as you can see, but that's not important. Now in this video I'll be going over a new chat fiction app that I recently came across and found to be pretty interesting. And just to throw it out there, this video is not sponsored in any sort. My opinion is my unfiltered opinion, so please don't feel as if I'm gassing something up or being extra, because I'm not. If I like something, I like it. If I don't like it, then I obviously won't review it and you wouldn't have this video. But anyway, I think it's something that a lot of you will enjoy because most of you are here for my chat fiction content. And yeah, I feel like it's something that you'll enjoy not only reading on but also using as a writer yourself, because it's one of the few chat fiction apps out there on the market that actually lets the readers write. So let's jump right into it. The app is called Texties and it's currently available on iOS devices to download. Android version is coming soon, but if you want to take the leap and get early access while they're still developing the app, you can download it, look it up in the Google Play Store and download it and kind of beta test it. I think that's what you call it. It might be a little glitchy because it's not the official finalized version of the Android app, so keep that in mind if you do want to download it and try it out for early access. Now let's get into the features, and they are a lot. One thing that I really like about this app, and something that stood out to me almost immediately, is that you get an uninterrupted reading experience. And what I mean by that is there's no random pop-up after 15 minutes of reading that says something like, before you can continue you need to wait 30 minutes, or you can buy a subscription package and get unlimited reading time, blah blah blah. So this app really stands out from the rest in that perspective, because as we all know, or as you should know if you're into chat fiction, when it comes to these chat fiction apps, that's something that they tend to all have in common, and that's trying to get readers to purchase a subscription package. So they purposely allow you to only be able to read so much during an allotted time before they give you that pop-up message for where you have to wait before you can finish reading and things of that sort. Now, I don't personally mind paying for content if the stories are good and intriguing and things of that sort, so that has never been a problem for me. Yes, it's been annoying, but it's never really been a problem for me. However, I note that mainly teens use these types of apps and they may not have jobs or can afford to buy a subscription package, so I can see how that can be a hassle for someone if you just want to get on one of these apps to read and kill time. But for the time being, I don't know if it'll change in the future. With this app, you currently don't have to go through all that, so you can basically read as much as you want. And another feature that I really like about this app is that you can actually create your own stories and customize them to look a certain way, and I'll talk more about that later in the video. So this is yet another feature that helps the app to stand out from the majority of the other chat fiction apps out there, because many apps that do these chat fiction format, they tend to reach out to specific authors to commission them to create stories for the app, to provide them with some type of catalog, versus having the app open for everyone and allowing everyone to be able to create their own stories. So you can create your own stories with this app. Now you can't write the stories within the app. You actually have to go to the Texties website that they provide for you, and you have to create your story there. And once you do that, you'll be able to actually preview the story by hitting the button, and you can preview the story. It'll send it to the app where you can preview and see how it looks on the app before officially publishing it and having it go live. The whole thing is very simple and straightforward, and they even provide a super helpful tutorial on the site for new users. I'll be including a very brief walkthrough of how you can create your own story at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Now, while the app does have its perks, at this time you can't currently include things like picture messages or add choices within your story to make it like a choose your own ending type of story or anything like that, but I'm sure those features will be added over time. And before we move it forward, let's go ahead and go over some features that I feel you should know about before you jump into the app. So first things first, if you're on the front page or whatever you want to call it for a story, you'll see the author's name, the genres that their story is in, as well as the story description itself. And if you click on the author's name, you'll be taken to their profile page where you can see the rest of their work. Now, you can't actually follow authors at this time, but you can favorite their stories. And doing this will add the story to your favorites, which is located on the author tab on the home page. And another feature that I like and will come in handy for those who create longer stories, so stories with a lot of episodes, is that there's an actual character list that you can add to your story. On the description page of a story, if you look at the top, you'll see an icon that looks like a group of 3 people. Clicking on that will give you a drop down of the character list and also the descriptions of each character, as well as what roles they play within the story and etc. So that's pretty cool. And the next feature that I want to talk about is how the story and its chapters are organized. Going back to the description page of a story, if you look in the lower right hand corner, you'll see a button. Clicking on that will bring up a page where you can fully see the story description as well as all of the episodes included within the story, so you'll know how long it's going to be. And if you're reading a story that has a lot of parts and you need to take a break and come back, you won't have to start at the beginning of the story like how you have to do on certain apps. You can actually pick right up where you left off by coming back to this page and selecting whatever episode you were previously on. Also to note, your reading position is kept as well. So if you were in the middle of an episode and you close out of the app and you came back later to read, you can pick up where you left off within the middle of that episode. One last feature to mention when you're actually in a story. If you look in the upper right hand corner, you'll see a button. Clicking on that will bring up the options for you to tweak your reading settings. So you can change the theme or you can change the background to go from light to dark, whatever's easiest on your eyes at the time. And you can also change the reading mode. So if you want to tap the screen to get the next message, or if you want it to play automatically, you have that option. And you can also adjust the font size. Now, before we move into the tutorial of how to write your own story, and before I wrap up this video as a whole, I do want to mention that in order to create an account where you can write, access your favorites list, and manage your stories, you do need to sign up, and you do have to do that via a telephone number. I don't know if they'll eventually switch over to having the option for people to use their email address instead of telephone numbers to register for an account, but at this time, that's how you create an account for yourself. Now, you don't need to, if you don't want to write stories, you just want to read, then you don't have to create an account. You can read without having an account. So that's not a requirement. It's only a requirement to create an account if you want to actually write, because that's how you'll be able to access your stories, preview your stories, and things of that sort. Now, I'm sure I've probably forgotten to go over something, but if you want to just download the app, you can test it out and play with it. And if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them in the description box below. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and switch over to the quick little tutorial, and then that'll be the end of this video.